Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, and in one form it falls from the heavens and splashes on the ground, held in water as H2O. And that stream of tiny bubbles is pure hydrogen. On the other pencil there's a little bit of oxygen coming off as well, and this is just by adding electricity to water. So in some ways making hydrogen is pretty simple. Away from the lab and closer to the forecourt, the same chemistry is happening here.
Here we have our hydrogen electrolyser that produces our green hydrogen on site. In here is the process room. We take tap water straight from the mains and purify it using this unit here.
It's making hydrogen to deliver just over the wall to a filling station. You can refuel in a couple of minutes, get a range of over 300 miles, and all that's emitted is a little water as the hydrogen and oxygen recombine. Really nice car. Quick, quiet and a decent range. But the problem for hydrogen cars is the number of fueling stations. Only around 11 public hydrogen points around the country. Whereas for their competitor for the future, electric cars, 50,000 plus. And also there's the opportunity to charge them at home. So while private cars are turning to the electric highway, it's the big boys who are hitching up to a hydrogen future. Buses, especially where cities are driving down air pollution, and construction vehicles as builders seek to hit low-carbon targets.
Our business model for now is to go more into trucks, buses and fleets that return to base, because we can have one refuelling site.
Hydrogen is also being touted as a new jet fuel. This week, Rolls-Royce trialled a hydrogen jet engine, albeit on the ground. And steelmaking also has its eye on the H. But these are both massive energy users, and hydrogen is bound by some inconvenient facts of physics. Breaking it from oxygen in water requires huge amounts of energy, which, to be climate-friendly, must come from low-carbon sources like wind or nuclear, already much in demand. It's also harder to handle than fuels we know. You can't carry it in a can. The tiny H2 molecule can leak out of existing gas pipework, and it's incredibly voluminous. This tank can hold just 32 kilos, the weight of a large dog, enough to fuel up just 30 cars. One company has developed a cunning new way of using hydrogen that doesn't need a whole new fueling ecosystem. And it can even work on your classic old white van.
Tom, do you want to put the bonnet up and we'll see what's under there?
Well, it looks just the same as any other diesel engine I've opened up.
Well, practically it is, and it does, and it should. The only difference really with this is it has a couple of extra components. We've got a plate-type generator which generates the hydrogen on demand in the engine, and a control box.
Sort of in headline terms, what do you think this delivers for us?
Well, it dramatically improves the emissions of an existing fleet of vehicles. So you know, the benefits are there on the existing vehicles rather than having to replace and renew at huge cost.
This technology is far from zero carbon, but Fusion Blue aren't the only ones who believe the near future for hydrogen is as an additive. This lab is working towards adding hydrogen to big lorry engines, with a £1 million test engine with a special quartz glass cylinder, allowing researchers to analyse how different mixes of fuel affect combustion and reduce emissions.
We want to use zero carbon fuel in existing engines so that we can have a much faster, immediate carbon reduction for transport sector. So we need to look at the hydrogen combustion process to help improve the hydrogen engine efficiency.
Hydrogen may have a bright future, but as a regular fuel, it's a long way off.